Hey guys, what's going on? BMcG here, and I recently took Mr. Negative to rank 3. He is now my 40th character who is at rank 3 or higher. I have 3 rank 4s, so I'm still counting them in the rank 3 count. It's basically just rank 3 and up now, because those characters have been to rank, my rank 4s have been to rank 3 already. So I realized, this is going to sound really weird, but with Battlegrounds coming, I realized Science was my weakest class in my roster. And the Science class is really important for countering Mystics. And some of you guys may be wondering why I think that Science is my weakest class when I have a rank 4 Overseer and a rank 4 I-Bomb. The extra rank will usually get these characters banned in a lot of matches. And if people are banning I-Bomb and Overseer, who do I have left for to counter Mystics in the Science class? So one of my answers was to take up Mr. Negative. He's buff control immune. He's got insane damage for the shorter fights. His burst damage is like perfect for these fights in Battlegrounds and War. He's not really like an insane questing champ. He's fun, but the whole point of this video here is for me to try to get some reps in with him and try to get comfortable with him, because I'm really not that comfortable with him, and I had to take him to rank 3 to fully commit. So yeah, I really enjoy his playstyle. He feels super smooth to use. I really like all his utility. I like the way you can play him. So I've been rambling and I haven't even talked about this fight yet. There's Kinetic Transference on this fight. So my whole idea here is to try to play Mr. Negative in a way that I'm not going to block, which you don't always have to do, but there's going to be certain scenarios where you might want to play like this. After the special 2, I still don't know exactly how the petrifies work. I know you get one from just launching the special 2, and I can't remember how you get the second one, but after the special 2, when you have 2 petrifies on the opponent, you can block all you want against Kinetic Transference, because you'll be reversing the power gain, which I think is pretty awesome. And the petrifies also reverse healing, so that's pretty awesome utility in my opinion. So I do a couple fights on this lane just to try to get in this rhythm, try to get comfortable with them, get some reps in. So next up we have Jubilee on the same node. I think I get better as the video goes on. These fights are all in like sequential order of like what time I recorded them and how long I've been using him. So the whole idea here against Kinetic Transference here is to build up our light energy by dexing, removing the precision buff, and then dexing again, and just working our energy up that way. So that way when we convert our light to dark, we'll be around 9, which is what you really want when converting. You can convert when you're at like 4 light energy, but you want to make sure your dark is at 9, and then you want to work up your light energy after that while building to the special 2. So right there I'm at about 8, that's fine. In the scenarios I'm going to be using Mr. Negative in, like Battlegrounds, potentially War, you rarely need all 20 dark energy when launching the special 2. It's great to practice and get good at getting it, but in all honesty, you're never going to need that much damage. It's just going to save you a couple of seconds in a Battlegrounds match or a War match. You should always try to be perfect when playing War, but like Battlegrounds, it's really not going to make the biggest difference. So like right here, launch at the 17, I have no fury buffs from the heavy attacks, and we're dealing almost like what, 9,500 degen per second. Like that's fine. I think this Jubilee has like 350,000 health, so pretty much just did 175,000 damage in one cycle. That's your average War matchup, that's your average Battlegrounds matchup. I think that's going to be fine. You don't have to go absolutely bananas and make sure that you perfect his rotation or whatever, but yeah, I've been really enjoying his playstyle. I think he's one of the more fluid characters in the game. There's multiple ways to achieve the same outcome, and that's something I like with characters. I don't like characters who can who need to do things in a certain order. Like I don't know how many characters who are like this, but like, let's say Mr. Negative didn't have a way to build light energy without parrying. He would be super reliant on being able to parry, and that would suck. Howard the Duck comes to mind. You need to be able to stun the opponent to build his fury buffs, and if you can't, he's like terrible. That's something I'm thinking of. Like, I like how Mr. Negative has multiple avenues to reach his potential, which I think is pretty cool, and I think it's a cool way to design a character. It also plays into the lore of the character, if believe it or not, or like the lore of the design, I guess, because there's the light energy and the dark energy, and then there's two ways to play him: super passive by dexing to build light energy, or parrying and heavying to build light energy really fast. So you can be super aggressive or super passive. I don't know, I think it's really cool. Kind of a nerd about that stuff. So same lane, same nodes against this Dr. Doom. So I really wanted to try to get used to Mr. Negative without the Mr. Fantastic pre-fights, because like for the showcase and like normal questing, yeah, I'd throw those on to make this fight easier. I'd probably even use Mr. Fantastic for this fight. But Doom is going to be a common defender in Battlegrounds if I don't ban him, because I normally do, because he's super annoying, and I just want to get used to using Mr. Negative against Doom. And like this rotation here that I'm doing will work for Doom almost anywhere. Dex to build light energy, keep his power low to keep him out of his aura, and then once you launch your special 2, the Petrify will make sure he doesn't enter his aura. Right there I suck and I eat the special 1. I was really late on the Dex. I was trying to do a late Dex to get all 3 hits evaded, but it's whatever. I'm just gonna have to rebuild dark energy. Again, not the end of the world. You know, he's a good character. He's not one of those characters who like loses his ramp and it feels like super terrible. Like you could easily just re-ramp with him, which I think is really cool. So this fight definitely takes a little bit longer than all the other ones, but like let's say it was a Doom in Battlegrounds. Once I get this next special 2 or the special 2 off, I will be at like the normal health pool for War or Battlegrounds, which is kind of what I'm trying to get used to. Like I said, I'm trying to get some reps in, trying to get good with him, and yeah, he's really good for shorter fights. These long questing fights, he's not absolutely insane for, but he can work, like I'm showing you guys. But now we're at our special 2. We have 9 dark energy, 6 light energy. We convert, drop the special 2 at 15 dark energy. That's plenty of damage. We're dealing over 10,000 damage per second. Like I said, you don't have to be at 20. You don't have to have the Furies. They help, but they're not needed. Like Doom now is below, or he was just at 40% health. That's like roughly 200k if I remember the nodes correctly. And after a special 2, you can parry all day against Kinetic Transference. You'll invert the power gain. He's just really good. I'm still trying to find the best way to do the heavy counter, because if you do it from a long enough distance, it counts as an intercept if you intercept it with, or if you punish like the medium with the heavy counter. But it's always not that it's not the safest, because you're like charging a heavy from the distance, like you're just waiting there for the opponent to attack you. So I'm still trying to find a good rhythm and something I'm comfortable with, but sometimes I like doing like a 4-hit combo into the opponent and then charging heavy. They'll usually attack at you. But right here, I just wanted to show off the special 3 regen. Like, that's insane. He regenerated almost 20% health, if I remember the numbers correctly. Like, I don't know, I think that's just nuts. So it definitely makes him useful for questing content. So the next node we're going up against, Arc Overload, Armored Assault, Boost Buff Armor, Critical Setup. So the idea here, again, was to practice not being able to consistently land parries and try to use his heavy counter, or heavy evade counter, to create my openings to give myself power, as well as convert the light to dark. Just another, simple practice scenario where I can try to get used to the flow of the character. I want to like get good at him in like these stressful situations, so I could feel more comfortable using him in war. Because in war, a lot of the time you can do the parry heavy, dash back, parry heavy, dash back, parry heavy, dash back, and then convert. But in like, I just want to be ready for like the stressful stuff, if that makes sense, like battlegrounds and war, if it ever comes to it. But like right here, we launched with 19 dark energy. We have 20 degens, dealing just under 10k damage per second. I think it's pretty sweet. I think this is in 7. I don't think it's in 7.1 actually. I can't remember where this is at. All this stuff is in Act 7. It was fresh in my head. That's way more fresh in my head than Act 6 is, because I barely did Act 6. Just did completion, got the hell out of there. Right there, I like doing that. I like baiting the opponent's dash, dashing back again, then charging my heavy while they're trying to do a light. But that's kind of risky sometimes. But yeah, I really like this guy. Honestly, if I had played around with him before, I might have took him to rank 4 before Immortal Abomination. But I think I-Bomb made way more sense for my account for the time being. But this dude's just super fun to play. His damage is awesome. I do think the extra rank could have helped him out a little bit. Extra combat power rate is always nice. Extra stats, extra health. It's always nice to have. Right there, do the little dash back, then heavy evade counter. And yeah, I haven't even talked about the Petrifies reversing the regen through this node. Yeah, it's just, he's super awesome. So next up, we have a fight where you get benefits for parrying. It's parry vulnerability. There's something, time bomb or whatever. When I parry, I get a charge. If I get 5, I take 25% damage. But if I hit his block with explosive personality, he'll gain an armor up. If he gets 5 armor ups, I'll take damage. And then if I parry, I get a fury buff that increases my damage by a lot. So this kind of makes the situation to be more like war-esque, if that makes sense, because the parry vulnerability fury buff that you get, it increases your damage by a ton. So yeah, there's not a lot of characters that I know who complete this or like do this node combo without taking like the burst damage from either the time bomb node on yourself or explosive personality, because I think the whole design behind this fight is to be able to get the fight down before explosive personality gets to 5 armors or the ticking time bomb gets to 5 for you. I'll never know the true intent. I know you can cheese it with Namor, but Mr. Negative is one of the few characters that don't cheese the nodes, that can get this fight down without having to take massive degen damage, which I think is really cool. Obviously, you can always do no parry and never hit their block and just do intercepts only, but that's no fun. So I'm trying to play into this the way I think it was designed to be played into. So right there, get a little parry in, charge the heavy for the heavy counter, and I think we're just going to let the special 2 rip after a parry. We get a little heavy attack in to get the extra fury buffs wave 2, and that's dealing, I think, almost 1500 damage per second. Actually just over. So yeah, that was pretty impressive in my opinion. And then next up on the path, there's Hyperion. Normally he's really annoying. I can't remember who I used for this when I did 7.4 exploration, but Mr. Negative kind of eats this fight up. He's really fun for this fight. His Petrifies reverse the power gain, and that's just fun to watch. It's fun to watch Hyperion's power gain go backwards. It's just kind of risky building up to the special 2, because you've got no way to control the fight while building up to the special 2. So I'm just going to play this fight kind of the way we did before. Going to try to dex to build up our late energy, because we want to save our parries, because I don't think I'm going to try to strike this dude's block that much. Right there, we're trying to dex the special one at the end, and it's just not working. I'm always too late on it. Right there, we get a little nice heavy counter to get the Fury buff and convert that Fury to light energy. Hyperion is one of those guys where you're going to need to try to bait a dash out of to get your heavy counter in, because if he's got too much power, if you bait a dash and then charge your heavy, he'll probably do a light attack again, or like continue attacking. Whereas if you're just charging your heavy halfway across the screen, he'll just launch a special. I think Mr. Negative's awesome. I'm glad I took him to rank 4, or rank 3. I might take him to rank 4 in the future. He might be my 3rd rank 4 science champ. Who knows? There aren't many characters that I enjoy this much. Like, this was definitely a fun fight. I got lucky there. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed watching me get some reps, yeah, hit the like button, sub if you're new. If you guys would like to give me some tips on how to use Mr. Negative, throw a comment below. It would help out. I'd love it. And yeah, that's gonna do it for me, guys. I love you guys. See you for the next video stream. Peace out.